a Tuesday morning.
Yes.
Stretching out.
No, you're stretching. I'm dancing.
Beautiful over here, and we guess it's beautiful over there for you as well. Be assured that we're here to make your day as beautiful as it can get. I'm Yomi Owokwe.
And I'm Titilayo Oyinson, and this is Wake Up Nigeria.
And we can be together all through the show from start to the end.
Yes, indeed. We're live right now on Facebook at TVC Connect, and we'll be streaming there throughout the show, as well as on our website. That's tvcontinental.tv. Not .com, oh, .tv.
Don't forget.
Don't tweet me asking me why you can't get through.
Now, don't forget, we're also cooking up a storm this morning, and Mary and Chef Smart are in the kitchen.
Yes, indeed.
Morning. How you doing?
Hey.
Yeah,
Hey,
Chef Smart has a new hairstyle.
Yeah.
All smarted up.
I'm sure that's not what people are focused on this morning.
No,
Really?
don't
They're
worry.
focused on the
Probably
food.
It's the
about-
food
yeah.
and the hairstyle. Don't worry. We're doing
Food and
good
the haircut.
together. Yes,
And
it's all
that-
about the hair.
Adire chef's uniform. What is that about?
It's really cool.
I'm loving that, Chef Smart. Really, it's amazing. I think I'm going to make one of those if I get the chance.
Very nice.
And now we're going to be kicking off the show with a tutorial, one that I personally need, by the way, a tutorial on knotting ties. As simple as it sounds, a number of people have no etiquette when it comes to knotting a tie. Janet Adetu has that covered for all of you, and of course for me in just a bit.
And then we'll be bringing you a performance from Nigerian gospel singer Charmaine. You don't want to miss that.
The holidays are here, and of course, who wouldn't like to know about what we can do to keep our children, wards, little sisters, brothers, nephews, nieces, keeping them engaged during this summer break? Keep your answers coming in on social media. All our social media sites are active right now with the hashtag WakeUpNigeria. Mike will be reading out all your messages in a bit.
And of course, we're going to be having an engaging discussion with Izefua about productive ways to keep your children busy during this long break.
That's not all. A Nigerian movie producer and actor, Kunle Afolayan, will be joining us right here in the studio for a chat. To pound the yam, really.
Ask him if he has seen anybody on his farm the day the body was found.
Wọ́n ní kí n béèrè pé ǹjọ́ orí ẹnì kankan nínú oko níjọ́ tí wọ́n pa èèyàn sínú oko.
Bó lèmi ó ṣe mọ̀.
Yeah, and Mike is going to be giving us the scoop in the world of entertainment as well.
Yeah.
You know, just last week, Kunle Afolayan was, talking about having his son in turn at a mechanic workshop. And then over the weekend, it was he teaching his son how to pound yam. The way his mom taught him to pound yam. And I'm thinking, there's nothing more attractive than a man pounding yam.
Really?
All that muscle flexing.
Okay.
Oh my
Mike,
gosh.
is it even still attractive watching a guy fry egg? Just ordinary egg, talk less of pounding yam.
See my potato. No, I had egg sauce and potato. That's 2 days ago. Man, you need to see what I came up with.
What did you come
Did you
up
fry
with?
the potatoes or did you cook it?
I fried it, man. You need to see my culinary skills, like ta. But you know, potatoes can be a challenge to cut. Like
Then not
sweet
really a
ones.
challenge to cut if
No,
you have
like,
the right.
if you know how,
right
there's a way you go around. You just use shit, pa.
Not your word now.
You need to see me.
Okay, so those sound effects.
There's a thing. There's this thing where you just put in the potato and just cut it, and
Yeah,
you
potato
just split
cutter.
into like 10.
He's hearing that for the first time.
Yeah.
There's
So
something like that.
this is 2018. Technology has really helped us.
Yeah.
Speaking of technology, I'm wondering what the kids are doing this holiday because they've just been eating in the house, and I'm just
is
like,
that a problem?
no, as in
Food
like,
and cartoons.
oh my
See,
goodness.
I need to protest. The children need to play, but a lot of parents now, I don't know if you people are amongst them, they send them to holiday lessons.
Yeah.
And they actually do, they should just go out of the house. They are meant, like how many months of the year they are in school? Maybe 8?
9.
I don't know, 7, 8?
9.
And the remaining 4, 5
so
that they're left to play, you still send them to school to come because you don't want them to stress you at home.
Oh, well, sometimes you have to think about the fact that parents are working. They don't go on holiday when kids go on holiday. They still have to report to the bank, report to the insurance company. They have to go to work. So for those that don't have help at home to look after the kids, they need somewhere to put them.
But you know, the thing is this, it's a challenge for schools. I'm actually happy to see that more schools are doing less of summer coaching and more of summer school. Summer school in the sense that it's playgroup for the children. I'm seeing so many schools doing 5 to 15-year-olds come and learn how to code. How to have fun. Do you know some children don't even know how to have fun? It's a problem.
But my main problem is that why are you calling summer school? We don't have summer in Nigeria. Holiday lesson call. So all these schools are calling summer school. Yeah, the problem with this country also. Where do we don't have summer in Nigeria.
It's holiday.
No, the mistake you're making is this. So many children living outside Nigeria actually come home during this period.
It's not summer.
So for them is also
indoctrinate them. It's holiday lesson.
I know, rainy season lesson.
When you think about it, engaging kids during the holiday is a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. It's actually a lot of work, and you know, we're going to revisit this issue when Mike has his first child.
We respect a lot of
exactly. Yes, indeed.
And with that, we're going to go straight to the news this morning. After a long battle with his principal, Imo Deputy Governor Eze Madumere has been impeached. 19 out of the 27 members of the House of Assembly signed the impeachment paper. Speaker Acho Ihim says Madumere's impeachment is based on the report of a 7-man panel headed by the State Chief Judge, Pascal Anadi. Madumere was accused of abandonment of office duties, not attending EXCO meetings, and being an ex-convict in the United States of America. The new deputy governor is Callistus Ekenze, who before now was the head of service. But in a high court sitting in Owerri yesterday granted an interim injunction restraining the 7-man panel from continuing with its inquiry until it hears this matter before it. Eze Madumere's counsel had filed an originating summons over what he described as a constitutional breach, claiming the impeached deputy governor wasn't served personally as required by law. Speaker of the House of the Kano State House of Assembly, Abdullahi Atta, has been impeached. His removal comes less than 3 months after the House threatened to impeach him over allegations of corruption, late-coming gross incompetence, among others. A former Speaker of the House, Kabiru Rurum, has now returned to his seat, and Hamisu Ibrahim Chideri is the Deputy Speaker. Kabiru Al-Hassan Rurum, addressing the Kano State House of Assembly at the newly elected Speaker of the House, urged everyone to get along. 26 members endorsed and signed for the impeachment of principal officers of the election of new ones. Bafa Baba Danguni emerged the majority leader of the House. Kabiru Dachi has deputy, and Labaran Abdul Madari the chief whip. The new speaker debunked rumors of some members defecting to the PDP. He noted that the APC is in fact working towards luring more members to the APC. The Kano State Assembly members believe with the new leadership on ground, the All Progressives Congress APC would excel in Kano come 2019. There was mild drama in Benue State this Monday as a factional group led by the impeached Speaker of the State Assembly, Teki Ikiage, started its own impeachment process of Governor Samuel Ortom. They accused the governor of fraudulent activities, non-payment of worker salaries, and non-performance. The 8 members reportedly moved the assembly complex around 6 in the morning, but were allegedly accosted by some youth who invaded the house and were later dispersed by security men. But in a swift response, the group loyal to Governor Ortom held its own plenary at Government House and suspended the other 7 members who held session with the impeached speaker. The group of 22 described the sitting by the impeached speaker as illegal. Well, that's about it for news for now. We're heading over to sports with Mike Mesikeno.
All right, thank you very much, Yomi. Good morning, welcome. This is Sports on Wake Up Nigeria. I am Mike Mesikeno. Then the suspense that has been experienced in the leadership tussle rocking the Nigerian Football Federation is bound to continue, as the Jos High Court adjourned till August 1st, hearing the case between the warring groups for the control of the body's executive committee and presidency. While Nigerian football followers have expected the courts to make a decisive ruling on the tussle between Amaju Pinnick and Chris Agiwa, the Federal High Court in Jos rose till August 1st for further hearing of the case. Still on the Nigerian Football Federation, they will now offer retired Super Eagles goalkeeper Carl Ikeme a coaching education as a goalkeeper trainer and then offer him a role in the technical crew of a senior national football team. According to a statement from the Nigerian Football Federation Communication Department signed by the Secretary General Mohammed Sanusi, the Federation is in contact with Ikeme, who announced his retirement from the game last week, now with a view to training him as a goalkeeper coach. And then on to transfer stories. A number of you might like this one. Fulham have signed Serbia striker Aleksandar Mitrovic for a reported £22 million from fellow Premier League side Newcastle United. Mitrovic scored 12 goals in 17 games on loan at Fulham last season as the Cottagers secured a return to the top flight through the Championship playoffs. The 23-year-old who joined Newcastle from Anderlecht in 2015 for £14.5 million has signed a 5-year deal until 2023. And Thomas Lemar says he is very happy with the decision he made to join Atletico Madrid from Monaco after passing the medical to complete the move. The 22-year-old French international had signed a contract with Atletico during the 2018 World Cup, but the clubs had not formalized the move. The winger was presented by Atletico yesterday and joins a fellow Frenchman, Antoine Griezmann and Lucas Hernandez at the club. And then hundreds of German fans gathered in support for Mesut Ozil after he quit international football, citing racism and disrespect over his Turkish roots. Supporters gathered in Berlin on Sunday wearing I Am Ozil t-shirts, waving Turkish and German flags in solidarity with the Arsenal midfielder. He said last week he received hate mail and threats and was blamed for Germany's disappointing World Cup. Ozil, a third-generation Turkish German, was born in Gelsenkirchen and was a member of his country's 2014 World Cup winning side. All right, that's all we can take. Of course, sports this morning. We'll take a look at the headlines, but that will be after this break.
Time for the newspaper headlines, starting with the Daily Sun. Day of impeachments. 8 lawmakers attempt to remove Benue governor. Imo Assembly impeaches Deputy Governor Claes Ekenze as replacement. Kano Speaker loses seat. New one elected. Wow. Akure Madu exposes plots against him. Benue, Saraki, Dogara, Southern Middle Belt Forum furious over autumn's travails. Nigerians killing Nigerians in South Africa, says federal government. Again, U.S. demands trial of people behind killings in Nigeria. All on the cover of the Daily Sun.
On the cover of the Punch, it says Saraki Dogara condemned 8 lawmakers' plot to impeach Autumn. It says the situation in Benue Assembly has grave implications for the nation's democracy and represents a throwback to the period of dictatorship in our country. Wow. EFCC accuses Benue government of 22 billion naira fraud. Defections not bothering me, says Buhari. It also says here on the Osun poll, Secondus removes or rather moves to reconcile Adeleke and Ogunbi. On fertilizer, Notore holds talks with foreign investors over proposed plant. That's what we have on the cover of the Punch. All
right, on the cover of the Nation, the headline, APC sacks pro-Saraki exco. Bolariwa heads Kwara APC caretaker committee. Then also on the cover of the Nation, Buhari not bothered about defections. Imo Deputy Governor Madumere removed. A Chinese currency sale by CBN excites traders. And finally, EFCC probes Autumn. Benue lawmakers, permanent secretaries over alleged 23 billion naira.
On the cover of the Nigerian Tribune, a very busy cover, I have to say, quite packed. In replay of Ladoja's impeachment, it says here 8 Benue lawmakers suspend, 15 others serve notice on Autumn. It also says here 12 members, not 8, sat faction, Saturday faction, right, led by Speaker Ikiange, claims. And of course, it says here, the House of Assembly consists of 30 members. Call IGP DSS to order, Autumn tells Buhari. We are back to the era of minority lawmakers removing government, says Saraki Dogara. 21 Obas restore Olubadan's allowances. Interesting. APC backs Lai Mohammed, dissolves Kwara Exco. That's what we have on the cover of the Nigerian Tribune.
The Vanguard is next. Benue, Governor Autumn in impeachment drama as 8 of 30 lawmakers bid to serve impeachment notice on governor. Security operatives chase out 22 PDP lawmakers from assembly. 2019, Nigerians are with me, says Buhari. APC backs Lai Mohammed, dissolves Kwara Party Exco. Imo lawmakers defy court injunction, impeach Deputy Governor Madumere. Herders menace, ECAS express worry over upsurge in violent clashes. Saraki Adamu in war of words over Buhari. And finally, Notore eyes export market with planned expansion. All on the cover of the Vanguard.
And on the cover of the Guardian newspaper, we have impeachment haunts political bigwigs ahead of 2019 polls. Autumn Madumere, others in eye of the storm. Condemnation trails plot to sack Benue governor. There's another story here. It says EFCC arraigns 3 INEC officials for allegedly laundering 180 million naira. NAPTIP convicted 359 human traffickers in 15 years, rescued 3,500 from Libya. Interesting numbers there. I'm not bothered by defections in APC, Buhari tells Nigerians in Togo. That's what we have on the cover of The Guardian.
All right, and finally, we have the New Telegraph. More troubles in APC. Imo deputy governor impeached. Madumere, I wasn't given fair hearing. And Oshomole sacks Saraki's loyalists, dissolves Kwara Party Exco. Kano Assembly impeaches Speaker over incompetence graft. And a couple of other riders there. You can see that on the cover of the New Telegraph. 179 million naira fraud. INEC officials remanded in prison. No power, petrol price hikes till after elections. Economists, no party will sustain burden. And then, of course, investors react. 2019, I'm not bothered with defections, says Buhari. Ekiti local government finance director commits suicide. Wow. Customs generates 162.7 billion naira from Tin Can Island port. And finally, bandits kill 3, abduct nursing mother's 8-day-old baby. You can find that on page 37 of the New Telegraph this morning.
Oh, wow. Okay. So that's all we have time for on the newspaper headlines for this morning.
It's time for us to go to fitness. And Michael is on standby for us.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. My name is Michael, and welcome once again. So today we are going to be hitting our core in a special way. I have 4 exercises lined up for you guys today. So the first one is Spider-Man climb. After Spider-Man climb, you do reverse lunges. After that, renegade rows, then bodyweight chops. So we're going to do 8 sets of each exercise. So each set, the first set, we're going to do 8 reps per side. So let's go. Spider-Man climb. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I'm going to reverse lunges now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Next exercise is renegade rows. So for a push-up position, 1, 2, 3, 4. Make sure you minimize the swinging of your hips. 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to do body weight chops, 8 per side. So from this position, you swing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Change sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the second round, I'm going to do 7 reps each time. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Rest on the same thing, 7. 5. 3, 2, and 1. Renegade drills. 7 rests. 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. 7 reps of body. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Change sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So the next round, we're going to do 6 reps of each. That's 6 reps per side. The next round, 5 reps per side. So keep on counting down till we get to 2 reps per side. As you see, the workout is very, very good. I'm not only working my heart, but I'm also giving myself the cardio workout too. Right.
You can hear him breathing hard. I'm the only. Oh well, it's about time for us to find out what will keep us, you know, full and nourished after all that exercise. And I've got Chef Smart in the studio with me to make some magic. So what magic are you making today, Mr. Magic Chef?
Thank you, Madam. Today we're making prawn pasta in concassé sauce.
Prawn pasta in concassé sauce.
Yeah,
okay.
With a twist of Nigerian flavor in it. I have my signature dish here, the soya spice, and we put in Saint leaf, the Yoruba call it efirin, in it.
So for the Nigerian twist is what you have efirin, that's the mint leaves and the soya spice.
Yes.
Okay, let's go over the ingredients.
Okay, I have plum peel tomato, prawns, lemon, onions, garlic, scallions, Saint leaf, seasoning, then soya spice, and the pasta.
And the pasta. Yeah. So it's all about pasta today.
Yes.
And of course the prawns.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I love these prawns. They look so attractive. So what's the first thing we're doing?
First of all, we'll need to boil the pasta.
Okay.
And so most people don't know how to boil pasta. They think you need to add the oil, but no, you just need your water boiling hot. Then you put it. I don't need to break it. It's to sink in it.
No need for oil?
No need for oil. The time you have to put your oil is when it's boiled, and you want to keep it aside for some other use and even preserve it. Then you let it drain the water a little bit, everything, then you add the oil. Then you can put it in your fridge, then it can last like 3 days in your fridge. So
putting oil is what actually helps to preserve
it.
Pasta?
Pasta in the chiller or your fridge.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. So. Okay, you salted that water though?
Yes, salted it. That's just all you need to do.
Okay, so
the Italian way.
I was talking about this peeled tomatoes.
Yeah.
I was saying someday you might teach us how to make this, but perhaps you could describe how you can achieve this at home. Okay. Because many people have to buy this in tins. So if I wanted to do this, how do I go about it?
If you want to get a plum peel tomato, all you need to do is get the boiling water, get your fresh tomato, wash it with the skin. Once you wash it, you put it in the boiling water for like 1 minute. Don't let it, if it exceeds 1 minute, then you ruin it. So once you put it in the boiling water, not more than 1 minute, then you bring it out. By the time you bring it out from the water, the skin is already falling off already. Then you peel it out. Then if you want it to last longer, you deseed it. As you remove the seed from the core, or the core, you remove it out. Then you can leave it in your freezer.
Do you have to grind this one, or it's the one?
You can grind it. If you want to grind, you can grind. If you want to chop, you can chop. And so it's easier for you.
Fantastic. Because this would be something that we would like to make one of these days.
As I told you, so you don't need to break. You can see it's going inside the water.
Yeah.
So far it's hot. So it just goes in, simmers by itself.
Since we are cooking fresh, no need for oil.
No. So
okay.
Then.
All right. So that's for the pasta. We still have to make the stir fry, right?
Yes.
Are we going to be boiling this?
No, we're not boiling. We're stir frying it.
We're stir frying it. Fantastic.
So then another thing I want to chip in quickly.
Okay.
Boiling the pasta, we have different type of what's it called? Boiling. The Italian call it al dente.
Okay.
So we have different type of what's it called? Boiling. The Italian call it al dente.
Okay.
So al dente means bite to the mouth. Some, if you want to boil it very soft, then there's no more al dente. But al dente is the best way of boiling pasta.
Fantastic, fantastic. I'm sure there's a lot to learn today. Of course, there's always a lot to learn, especially in the kitchen right here on Wake Up Nigeria. We have a break coming up. Don't go anywhere. Yomi has some really interesting masculine tips to show you in the garden when we get back.
All right, welcome back. We are outdoors with Janet Adetu, who's going to be telling us about how to knot a tie and all the various life hacks you need to know when it comes about caring for your tie, making the right choices when it comes to ties. And I have my tie rack over here, and she's going to be taking charge right after now.
Thank you very much. Good to see you. Good morning, viewers. Today we're talking about tie etiquette. How many of you can tie a tie? I know a lot of men can't tie a tie, but then there's nothing wrong with that. If you can't tie a tie, walk into a men's shop and they will tie some ties down for you. But it's also good to know how to tie that tie, because knowledge is power. Today we're going to be talking about when to wear your tie, choosing your tie, how to wear your tie, and some do's and don'ts. Okay, we can wear a tie anywhere, gentlemen. Your tie can be for a professional look. When you're going out for a board meeting, you're going out for a business meeting, you know, you're going out for a networking gathering. When you want to really look corporate, you wear that tie. And especially if you want to go for an interview, it is always good to give that good first impression whenever you want to wear your tie. Of course, you can also wear your tie for social events like weddings, you know, or gala nights, or any kind of special event that you could think of. But the important thing about ties is choosing the right tie. When it comes to choosing the tie, it's all about size, color, and style. When it comes to the size, you don't want to wear a tie that is too thin because you're not going to have that professional look. The average tie, as you can see in my hand here, is usually 3 inches or 3 3/4 inches. That's the standard tie for that professional look. When we're choosing our ties as well, it's all about the color. You may go plain colored, and there are all types of colors of ties that we have here. And when you go for plain colored ties, make sure that you're going with a plain colored, you know, shirt or a plain colored suit as well. Or you can wear your plain colored ties on a striped shirt as well. Of course, multicolors come in ties as well. I have various colors here. The choice is yours, but it's all about what color suit are you wearing and what color shirt are you wearing as well. You really want to have a combination. The style of your tie is really important. There are 3 types of styles. Like I said before, there's a plain, there is the patterned, and you may just get the floraled ones as well, depending on your style. Now let me take it from the top. When it comes to wearing a styled tie, I would say diagonal striped ties are perfect for every gentleman. It could be one way, it could be multiple ways, and of course they come in various colors. When you have your tie and it is striped, I would say a striped colored tie will always work well on a plain shirt and a plain suit. A striped tie will also work well on what I call a plain colored shirt and probably a pinstriped suit that we have here too. But guess what? Never wear a striped tie on a striped shirt with a striped suit as well. Your ties can come in patterns depending on you yourself. What is your choice? Be mindful though, when it comes to certain ties and patterns, you have to be careful. I have some no-no ties here. Depending on your shape and your size, don't go for a tie that is striped horizontally. If you have a broad shape, it will give the illusion of you looking bigger. Be mindful of how much pattern is on your tie as well. If it's too much, it will look a little bit awkward for that professional look. Floral ties are nice, but they're a little bit outdated nowadays, and it does depend on where you're going as well. How do you wear your tie? I have my gentleman here, my model. Indeed, in wearing that perfect tie, it should always touch the collar of your shirt. Don't loosen it, it should be tight. If it doesn't sit well on your collar, that means your shirt itself is too big for you. You're going to show me your tie to where it comes to making sure that your tie touches the belt of your trousers at all times, okay? And indeed, whenever you're wearing your tie, some do's and don'ts: never wear your tie below your belt, never wear your tie above halfway on your shirt. This is perfect, and he's got a perfect combination here too. He has a black suit, a red tie, and of course, a red waistcoat to go with it. That combination is absolutely perfect, okay? Make sure you've got color combo in mind. We don't want clashes of colors. Your do's when it comes to your tie: always wear your tie perfectly well. Always keep your ties very well, dry clean them. Always make sure that when you've worn your tie, never just throw it in the cupboard. You need to air it so it dries up, okay? Of course, when it comes to your tie as well, you make sure that the color combo goes well with the shirt, with the suit, and with the, if you want to wear a waistcoat, that's fine. There are 3 perfect colors for every professional: red, black, and white. Indeed, some don'ts. Please don't wear your tie. Don't keep your tie screwed up. It's always good to keep your tie on what I call a tie holder. Don't screw them up. Keep them on what we call a tie holder. When you have a tie holder, you keep your ties straight, okay? And even at that too, a hanger like this is also perfect for your tie, okay? All right, so when it comes to ties as well, finally, when you really want to have that perfect professional look, why don't you pop a pocket square like you see on our mannequin to give you that extra perfect professional look and that good first impression. That's all about ties today. And if you want to know more, next time we talk about bow ties. And there's so much etiquette behind wearing bow ties. Thank you very much.
Well, this is really, really great. I like it. I'm casually dressed today. Yes. I wish I, came in my suit and tie as well. But really, really good. We learned quite a lot. And I'm sure that when we talk about this later on, talking about bow ties as well, maybe probably next week or the week after,
no problem.
We'll get more information about that. Well, we have to go to Mary in the kitchen now to find out what she's up to with Chef Smart.
All right, it's about time for us to give you an exciting performance as usual. And with me, I've got a Nigerian gospel singer, Charmaine. Now, she is a lady with great love for music and for God, the fusion of which is a key factor in her songs. She's here this morning to serenade us with one of her songs titled God Alone. Thank you very much. Take it away.
You are God and God alone.
welcome back following that awesome performance by Charmaine. Thank you so much for being on the show today. God Alone.
Yeah.
What's the idea behind that song?
The thing about my music is all about Jesus, and it's like an appreciation to him, telling him in all things he's God alone. In any situation you find yourself, just know that God is there to bring you out of it and to take you further.
Wow. So for how long have you been doing music now?
Okay, I've been in the choir for long after my secondary school. I've been in the church choir, then professionally, I think from 2011.
You've been singing professionally?
Yes.
Wow. What's it been like?
It's been awesome, though I took a break. I got married, then I was nursing, then I just came back, and then I'm giving out my new releases to everyone to listen to. But it's been awesome. Even while nursing, I was still going to studio, recording my songs and everything.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what has been your major challenge so far? Because we see so many gospel singers, you know, delving into regular music and then going back, you know, secular gospel, just to make ends meet and break even.
Okay.
What has it been like for you sticking to gospel music?
Well, I don't record challenges. I just see my challenges as a stepping stone for me. I like people criticizing me because it makes me to go back and check my books and work. So I welcome challenges. So I don't have a record of challenges. I know that once I eat up those challenges, the result is what counts.
Right.
Yes.
So what inspires you? I was listening to your lyrics, interesting lyrics. What inspires you?
I'm inspired by the word of God. Thank God for my man of God, Pastor Chris. Once he preaches, I get inspiration from that. Once I leave where I hear the word, I go back to my private study, get what I want to get, then I'm off to the studio and the songs come up.
Okay, so
yes.
How rewarding has it been so far?
It's been awesome. You see, being able to write songs that children, adults, whatever class in the society listens to, it's a blessing. So I'm so glad when people listen to my song and they are inspired, blessed, they come back with testimonies. Oh, Charmaine, I listened to your song and I got blessed, or a miracle happened, and so much more.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. So 5 years from now, what are we to expect?
Expect more videos, expect more singles, expect my album. 5 years is too long. A year from now.
Okay. I like that. I like
yes.
that. All right. It's thank you so much for being here, Charmaine. It's been awesome having a chat with you and, of course, listening to your wonderful voice.
Thank you.
It's about time for some entertainment news. I've got Mike on the couch right now. Hi, Mike.
Thank you very much, Mary. Okay, so it's straight up entertainment news. Quite some juicy stories today. And yeah, I'm doing this alone, but then we're going to have a great time. Now, on any story, you can make your comments on social media. I'll take those comments later on because the first one is quite a controversial story. Yep, P-Square, they are at it again as Peter and Paul have given separate interviews just recently in a space of 2 days, talking about the situation with their music, or if they will return. Now, it's been going on, Peter and Paul, with the whole issues they've had. But then Peter was in Kenya where he gave an interview to Citizens TV, and he said something quite interesting in that short interview. He said, look, P-Square will only return if I get respect 100%. He said, look, my brother goes out on social media to insult my family, insult my wife and my kids, and then comes backstage expecting us to perform. He says, I cannot do that. The only thing that will make us come back is if I have my respect 100%. Now, of course, you know, fans have been going on about P-Square. Hey, come back, come back. And he had to respond. Well, just the next day, Paul had a radio interview, and then he was told to comment on what his brother said. Now, this is what he said, and I quote. He said, just understand this. It is not good for me. It is not good for anybody. Yes, people will tell you that they have been hearing one side of the story and they want to hear my own side of the story. He says, I'm not giving anybody any story. I always say this. I didn't work hard for 20 years to destroy stuff like that. Okay? I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't know. End quote. Those were his exact words. Now, the point is that do you think Paul is acting maturely for not commenting and stoking the flames of that fire? But then, hey, come on, this debate will go on and on and on. Personally, I think there's a statement Peter made. He said, look, whose blood, whose water? People ask me or tell me that blood is thicker than water. And then he goes, whose blood, whose water? My family here, I'm married to them, to my wife, I have to protect her. But then whichever way, let's know what you think. Social media, probably Twitter. I'll just do on Twitter, okay, with the hashtag #WakeUpNigeria. Listen what you think about this. Okay, so moving on. Now, this one is quite interesting because I have a lot to say about this one. Ego Boyo wonders why Nigerian banks sponsor foreign movie premieres. Now, of course, you know Ego Boyo, she of Checkmate. She just returned with Richard Mofe-Damijo in Mr. X Family Show. So they're trying to, you know, reconnect or bring back that old feel that we had with both of them. I don't know if it's successful. But then the issue now she's talking about is why do banks, Nigerian banks, sponsor foreign movie premieres? Now, I must say this. Nollywood has a lot to do. Now, we know there's been quite a little bit of, since the cinema culture came back, I would say came back into the country, there has been an upsurge in the number of Nollywood movies we see in the cinema, but the quality is questionable. Now, she herself had spoken in an earlier interview last year that the quality of movies that now we have, the cameras and all of that, they're quite nice, but then the storytelling has a problem. Now, this is what she went on to say, that look, the Hollywood movies, we don't get any of the stars. They don't come to these premieres. So why do we go all about, then I think it's about the audience. What do the audience want? If the audience are tuned into such a premiere and they want to see that, hey, come on, that's what they'll sponsor. So I think it's a wake-up call to Nollywood. It's not about Hollywood or Nollywood. Look, it's about what the people want, and that's where clients will put in their money. So Nollywood has to step up its game. For me, let's stop sounding like foreigners. So, I mean, come on. For instance, Black Panther, that was one very big premiere here and all of that. You see Hollywood trying to sound like Africans to sell to us because that is how we sound. And then we in Nollywood here now, we're not trying to sound like them. Come on, man. Could it work? All right? So Nollywood has to step up its game, whichever way. And then, of course, I think in that way, clients will sponsor more of our premieres than the Hollywood ones. All right? Now, talking about African or Hollywood and Nollywood collaboration, this next story would interest quite a lot, as Disney is developing its first African princess movie, Sade. Now, that's quite interesting. Now, you know Disney and all their princesses. How many princesses can I remember now? It's Snow White the princess. There are quite a lot of them, not just coming to mind now, but you know Disney and their lovely storytelling. Well, after the success of Black Panther, of course, which earned over $3.5 billion in box office, there has been a case of interest in African stories. And the first of that would be Sade, which will be produced by Disney. I'm looking forward to the kind of songs they'll sing in that movie. Well, the person who will be directing that movie previously directed Dope, a drama in 2016. His name is Rick Famuyiwa. He will be directing Sade, of course, the first Disney African princess story. And yeah, he also produced the movie. There's quite a lot. We don't have any insight now or anything about the cast or casting or if it has been done, but we know that it is going to be centered around an African princess. Now, the story as it is about an African princess who has to fight against evil forces. Yeah? Does that sound like a Nollywood movie you've seen before? Who has to fight against evil forces, and then she discovers that she has magical powers that can save her, you know, her whole kingdom. And I'm looking forward to this. I mean, after Black Panther, there has been that resurgence, and I think this will do very well. It depends on the cast. Let's not just go there because we want to do African princess and all of that. But I'll get this on social media. If we had to cast a Nollywood actress as the Princess Sade in a Disney movie, who would be your pick? Who would be your pick? All right? Hashtag WakeUpNigeria @TVC Connect on Twitter. Let me know what you think about any of the 3 stories that we spoke about. I will take your comments in the second half when we get back. All right, that's all I can take on entertainment news. All right, it's the first half of the show is just about rounding up. We're getting back for, you know, the more entertaining part. It's been entertaining so far, but then there's much more fun coming your way. You don't want to miss this.
Well, hi there.
Yeah.
You didn't think Wake Up Nigeria was over, did you? Well,
no.
We are back at the top of the hour, as usual.
Of course, every single morning we're here from 7 till 9 and we're giving you the best. Trust me, we need you to stick around so that we can bring you the best TV has to offer.
I like that.
Yeah.
#1 breakfast show, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
And that is why we are live right now on Facebook at TVC Connect. And of course, we're also streaming live on tvcontinental.tv. So you can join us wherever you are moving around in the world right now. My name is Yomi Ope.
And I'm Titilayo Oyinson. The holidays are here, well, for the kids. And we need you to know how to keep your kids engaged. Your children need extra care and engagement this holiday. Keep your answers and questions coming in via social media. We'll be talking to a parenting expert later on. Mike will be reading them out in a little while.
All right, we're going to have an engaging discussion with Izefua about productive ways to keep your children busy during this really long break.
Yeah, very long break.
Like 10 weeks of activities.
Especially since school fees is coming after. Well, that's not all. Nigerian movie producer and actor Kunle Afolayan will be joining us for a chat. But first, we'll bring you the news updates for the hour.
If you have anybody on his farm, the day the body was found.
Wọ́n ní kí n béèrè pé ǹjọ́ orí ẹnì kankan nínú oko níjọ́ tí wọ́n pa èèyàn sínú oko.
Bó lèmi ó ṣe mọ̀, bẹ́ẹ̀ ẹ̀rí pẹ́ẹ́nu ṣẹlẹ̀ bá mi, báwa sì ti mọ̀ ń ṣiṣẹ́ wa rèé, bá a bá rí nǹkan kan, a sọ fẹ́yàn ọlọ́pàá, bá a sì rí nǹkan kan, a ní wá bá yín, ohun tójú bá rí, náà la máa ń sọ.
All right, Mike Mesikeno is on standby for us with the news update.
Thank you very much, Yomi. And after a long battle with his principal, Imo Deputy Governor Eze Madumere has been impeached. 19 out of the 27 members of the House of Assembly signed impeachment paper. Speaker Acho Ihim says Madumere's impeachment is based on the report of a 7-man panel headed by the State Chief Judge Pascal Nnadi. Madumere was accused of abandonment of office duties, not attending ex-school meetings, and being an ex-convict in the United States of America. The new deputy governor is Callistus Ekenze, who before now was the head of service. A high court sitting in Owerri yesterday granted an interim injunction restraining the 7-man panel from continuing with its inquiry until it hears the matter before it. Eze Madumere's counsel had filed an originating summons over what he described as a constitutional breach, claiming the impeached deputy governor wasn't served personally as required by the law. And then Speaker of the Kano State House of Assembly, Abdullahi Atta, has been impeached. His removal comes less than 3 months after the House threatened to impeach him over allegations of corruption, late-coming, gross incompetence, amongst others. Former Speaker of the House, Kabiru Rum, has now returned to his seat, and Hamisu Ibrahim Chideri is the Deputy Speaker. Kabiru Al-Hassan Rum addressing the Kano State House of Assembly as the newly elected Speaker of the House. His emergence comes after the former Speaker, Abdullahi Atta, was removed over allegations of gross incompetence, corruption, late coming, and his inability to carry everybody along. Shortly after the emergence of Kabiru Rum as Speaker of the Kano House, 26 members endorsed and signed for the impeachment of principal officers and the election of new ones. Bafa Baba Dan Angudi emerged the majority leader of the House, Kabiru Dachi, his deputy, and Labaran Abdul Madari, the chief whip. The new speaker debunked rumors of some members defecting to the PDP. He noted that the APC is in fact working towards luring more members to the party. The Kano State Assembly members believe with the new leadership on ground, the APC would excel in Kano come 2019. Now, there was mild drama in Benue State this Monday as a factional group led by the impeached Speaker of the State Assembly, Tekibi Ikiange, started his own impeachment process of Governor Samuel Otom. They accused the governor of fraudulent activities, non-payment of worker salaries, and non-performance. The 8 members reportedly moved into the assembly complex around 6 in the morning, but were allegedly accosted by some youth who invaded the house and were later dispersed by security men. But in a swift response, the group loyal to Governor Otom held its own plenary at Government House and suspended the other 7 members who held session with the impeached speaker. The group of 22 described the sitting by the impeached speaker as illegal. And that's all the news we have for you now. Let's head over to the kitchen. Mary is on standby with Chef Smart. How are you guys doing with breakfast this morning?
Oh, we've done a whole lot, and we're still doing. Welcome back to the kitchen right here on Wake Up Nigeria. I've got Chef Smart here with me, and we're making pasta. What kind of pasta did you call it again?
As a prawn pasta in concassé sauce.
Okay, so prawn pasta in concassé sauce. All right, so we have the pasta boiled. Yes. What did you do here? You're going to be stir frying. I think you need some oil.
Okay.
There you go.
Thank you.
Then you have to tell me what you did here, because the prawns have turned pink, and I know you haven't heated them up in any way.
Okay.
So what did you do to this?
What I did is I pre-seasoned it.
Okay.
I added some seasoning, salt, garlic. I just rough cut the garlic, and I seasoned it with the soya spice also.
Soya spice and prawns?
Yeah. It's going to be
Can't
lovely.
wait to know how this turns out. So what are you going to be making use of the lemon for?
The lemon, whatever you want to season any, what's it called, seafood, the lemons give it very lovely flavor.
Wow.
You know, because most times people are always irritated by the aroma of the sea.
That's true.
You understand? So the lemon is acidic, so it kills the, what's it called, the odor and the alkaline that might want to irritate you by eating it.
Okay. Yeah. So we're going to start with this now. We'll start heating up. So what are we doing now?
Okay. First of all, I'm going to put on the garlic and onions. That's the base.
Okay.
Yes. I'll put on the garlic and onions. I'll stir fry it together. Okay. I let it go a little translucent. Okay. You understand? Because most times the reason why we chefs never want to do any stir fry, and I want everybody to take to this, you always make your base, and most times what do you use to make base is your onions, your garlic, or your ginger. Yeah. Whatever the recipe calls for, you start with the base first. You make the onions a little bit brown, translucent, so that the flavor will come out already. So by the time you're adding any other thing, it sucks into the protein and everything.
So until it's translucent, the flavor hasn't come out yet?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's because while you're eating, you'll be feeling the raw taste in it.
Okay. So after this, what goes in next?
Yeah, the prawns.
The prawns?
Yes.
So after the prawns, what happens?
The tomatoes.
The tomatoes go into the stir fry?
Yes.
Oh, right. You've put some lemon here, right?
Yes,
okay,
exactly.
so we're not using the lemon again?
But I'll garnish with the lemon.
Okay, so after this comes this, then this. What next?
Then towards the end, I will now add the saint leaf.
Okay, so this goes in last?
Yes, that's the last
And then, of course, you're going to be making use of this to garnish as well as this.
The lemon.
Okay, so we wait for the onions to get translucent to your taste.
Yes.
And then we'll put, the pasta going when?
No, I'm putting the sauce on the pasta.
Oh, the sauce is on its own.
Yes.
So you're serving the pasta.
Then I'll put the prawns, the sauce, everything
on the pasta. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Wow. I actually thought you were doing a stir fry of the pasta and everything. You haven't used this, have you?
Yeah, that's also for garnish. It's a Tabasco sauce, a little very hot. Yes, and to just give it the Nigerian hot dish. Okay. We always like chili, you know.
That's coming up.
Yeah, it's coming up.
Right. I can't wait for this to be ready. As a matter of fact, there are many reasons I like prawns. Okay. It's not just because they're very tasty, but because they contain a high amount of omega H3. That's true. And they're actually very good for the heart as well. It's good to snack on them. I like healthy snacks. You go for snacks. When you talk about nuts, you go for cashew nuts. When you talk about sweeteners, you go for honey. And of course, you go for seafood. Seafood, very healthy, very tasty. Especially for those who can stomach it. Okay, so we wait for this to get translucent. Yeah. And then we put in our prawns. Yes. I can't wait to cook the prawns. I really want to see how the whole soya spice thing turned out. Okay, I've got with me Chef Smart. And there's a whole lot going on here. Don't worry. At the end of the show today, you definitely get to see what the result is. At least you have a fair idea of how it works. We will continue with this while we go on a break. And when we return, of course, you know, we've got a whole lot more for you right here on Wake Up Nigeria. Stay with us.
All right, welcome back. It's still Wake Up Nigeria. I will be taking your comments on social media. Now, remember, we had some stories on entertainment news that caused quite some controversy over time. So you can let me know what you think of the P-Square story. There's also the story about Disney making a movie, about an African princess, and then also Nollywood versus Hollywood. Now, that debate has been on and on and on. Mary had something to say. She's not here, but then I know also Titi has something to say about that Nollywood versus Hollywood discussion. Let's know on Twitter with the hashtag WakeUpNigeria. I will be checking out what you have to say, what you have to, your take on the whole Nollywood versus Hollywood thing. I don't know if Titi, are you ready? Let me hear what you have to say. What do you think about the whole Nollywood versus Hollywood discussion about people or Nigerian corporate bodies in Nigeria putting their monies into Hollywood productions rather than Nollywood productions? Is it about the quality? Is Nollywood doing what they should do?
Okay, so to the best of my knowledge, the actual money we're talking about isn't that much. Probably it'll cover just surface costs of catering and maybe just managing the environment wherever such a premiere happens.
Is that so?
It's not that big an amount. Probably doesn't even cover the amount that was used to make the movie. That's first of all.
Have you done a premiere before, Titi?
Secondly, really, a lot of the time, people don't understand that there are PR promotion companies that push these premieres all over the world, and it's more for publicity and to build an energy around the movie premiere rather than actually making the premiere happen. So there's that misconception that the banks are actually the ones funding the whole premiere, that the ones that brought the movie to Nigeria, but it's not really the case. That's for we that know the back end, you know. But really, when it comes to social media opinions, everybody has an opinion on everything.
Okay, all right. So, but then we already have some comments here. Let's see. But I have official_Sheson who's talking about P-Square. We'll still get back to Hollywood, Nollywood. And he says, I think it's ideal for both of them to come back together because Mr. P and Rude Boy can't be the same as the P-Square we know back then. They just need to reconcile, I hope. It looks like that's going to be a very long thing. It's going to really take some time. I don't know. Okay, now, while that was going on, I didn't actually give my own personal opinion. But then if I also give a personal opinion, for now, to an extent, each has a case, you know. But then it's going to be hard for two people who are at loggerheads or who are at war to come together and make good music, you know. So maybe they should take out the time, settle themselves, get themselves in shape, and then maybe come back to give us good music. But I don't mind Peter standing up for his wife. I think that's how it's meant to be. Two shall become one. So he's now one with his wife, and standing up for his wife is quite something. Maybe putting out on social media might be a problem, but hey, come on, that is social media. If they don't put it out, wait till we go talk. You understand? That is what social media has become.
Exactly, is it really your business whether they reconcile and make music or not? What you should be thinking about is the fact that this family sticks together. Whether they make music or not shouldn't be the issue. Really, really, it's none of our business. We're just putting our noses into something that has nothing to do with us. The truth is, they probably would have reconciled.
Who told you has nothing to do with us?
They probably would have reconciled if not for all the negative energy that's been pushed into this issue.
Mary wants to say something. Allow Mary. Mary, talk your own.
Noses into something posted on social media. Yes, personally, indeed. I don't like going into family issues or when it comes to anything relationships. But the truth is, you should learn to take your matters off social media. Many people have that problem. The truth is, this lady helped their career. We can't deny that fact. Lola helped their career. Lola is into PR and everything. Peter is not just in love with her, he's trying to be as loyal as possible to her. But you know family fields, you never know the full details, you never know the truth. So it's usually better to stay out of it. If they like, let them post all. In fact, I'd like to know what color of underwear his wife is wearing tomorrow. That's fine. But if you know you don't want us talking about your family, it's either you don't post it or you don't talk about it.
All right, thank you, Mary. Mary, Titi, thank you very much, guys. But you see, look, out there, you can't tell people to take their business off social media. That is what it has become. Now, people get personal on social media. Followership is one of the reasons. We are their fans. They put the business there. We love their music. When you are a public figure, and you start putting out the good times, let us know. We invested in it, so let us know. So look, man, that discussion will never go off. Social media is there. It's a diary for some people. It's where you chronicle events, maybe across the day, across your year, across your month, and whatever.
Mike,
people will
when
not
you think
stop.
about it.
Don't stop. Please put it on social media. We need to talk.
Mike, when you think about it.
Just said,
Mary,
just reminded me of something.
Let me get this in here. So basically, an average boy band musician has a tenure on air. You know, there's a time when they will reign and when they will not reign. To be honest, it's possible if they weren't brothers, their relationship could have broken for any other reason. The only reason why people are pushing is because they are related by blood. The truth is, boy bands come, boy bands go. Dancers come, dancers go. If, for instance, they're supposed to reign past their tenure, then fine. But really, this issue of digging into their family history just doesn't make any sense.
Okay,
so just because they're blood.
You know what, Mary, we have to end this here. We have to end this here. We have to end this here. We have to. Thank you. All right, we have to end this here. I'll just take 2 comments here and we'll round up here. At Luashola_ says, Jemima Osunde will be a great match for that role. That's talking about a Disney princess. Okay, maybe she might just be. All right, okay, that's all we can take on social media here. And of course, Mary and Chef Smart are still cooking up a storm and it's getting ready. I can perceive the aroma. You know, anyone knows I can smell the food. And that's how we say smell the food. I can perceive the aroma.
Mike
What's up, guys?
Mike is suffering, but it's okay, Mike. You just have to wait till the end of the show. Chef Smart has been really busy. As you can see on your screen right now, we've had the prawns put in, we've had the tomatoes put in, and right now everything is just trying to come together. Yes. As he said, you told me that you're going to put this on the pasta. You're serving it on the pasta. Yes, so how did we arrive at this?
Okay, the first thing we did was to put the onions and the garlic for the base. And after that, we put the prawns, let it cook for like 5 minutes. Okay. And after that, I added the tomato, plum-thin tomato on it. So we let it simmer for about 5 minutes thereabout, and it's ready.
If I was to put this dish together, how much would it cost me?
Getting the prawns, like half a kilo from the normal prawns market, is about like, let's say 1,500.
Wow.
Yeah.
So those aren't chicken as large and as sumptuous as they look. Those are prawns.
Yeah. So with the pasta and everything, like 3,500, you put everything together.
Wow. I don't even want to ask how many food I will serve because I'd better serve a village. Well, it's time for an engaging parenting discussion with Titi and Izefua. Hi, Titi.
Hi, Mary. That smells amazing. Izefua and I have already been talking about the food.
I'm hungry.
You're hungry? All right, so the holidays are here, and around this time, one of the major challenges people face is keeping children productively engaged. Now, during this period, it can be very stressful for parents. Izefua is our parenting expert, and she's here to discuss this with us. Welcome back to the studio. It's been a while.
Yes.
All right.
Good to be back.
Very simple. The holidays are here. The kids are at home. How is the best way, in your opinion, to keep them productively engaged?
So, you know, Titi, I'll start very funny. Let them play.
Let them play. Just let them run amok.
Of course.
Let them just scatter the house.
Well, when you say scatter the house...
That's what they do.
I agree, but it's okay.
Are you sure?
It's okay if they scatter and then they rearrange the house themselves and then you don't get involved. So that's part of the play.
Okay, all right.
So that's fine if they scatter the house, of course. But the reason I said let them play is school is so structured.
Okay.
The routine of school is so... Just imagine they get into class, you're seated, break time, we know by the years, recess time is getting shorter and shorter and shorter. And then they get back home, homework. I think that particularly at the beginning of the holiday, it's important for children to relax and to play in an unstructured way. The reason I say this is we're very, very quick to what's next during this holiday. Oh, summer this. And that is fine, particularly if parents are working, they have to make money. School fees is by the corner. We're having that conversation. However, it's important for children to play because play is not what we think it is.
Okay, so what is play?
Play is actually that which you engage in for the purpose of it, and it's so helpful for brain growth.
Okay, so that mentally they're growing through play.
The brain gets bigger when children, even adults, play. Particularly, I talk about the prefrontal cortex on the show a lot. The executive function, the part responsible for planning, for emotions regulation, and for problem solving. So when we let our children play in an unstructured way, when I mean unstructured, it is that play that I'm not setting the rules. Mommy is not setting the rules. Daddy is not setting the rules. Where they can, you know how they do it in the villages, where they can just be free. Be themselves with each other. It's important, when I say that, it's not just one child alone to toys. I'm not even talking about playing just with toys. Where they set the rules, they learn social interaction. How do we share? How do we want to build this? Who goes first? Who goes next? All of that getting into play when parents are not the one determining the structure enables the prefrontal cortex to be bigger and work faster.
Okay, so I'm thinking now that there are games that can be played. Monopoly, Scrabble, Snakes and Ladders, those kinds of games.
Yes.
To me, I feel like as a parent, I should be able to give them a little bit of structure. Like, okay, make sure that this is what they are playing with. This is what they are doing. I feel like it's my responsibility to make sure that they spend this amount of time doing it and not too much.
So when I say let them play, I'm not saying neglect them and do not care. Yes, it is our responsibility to provide resources. Some of these resources, Monopoly, I see them as resources for them to play. But let's remember, it is not the end that is important or play for 2 hours, for 1 hour, for 30 minutes. It is the engagement in the play. So if I come and I said, oh, you must play Monopoly first, and then you play Scrabble, and then you play, in honesty, you're taking out from what the child would actually benefit. So as you may have provided this, I talk about questions a lot where I say, this is what we're going to be doing. Which do we start with first?
Okay, so you're giving them the chance.
You're giving them the chance to be involved in thinking. Remember, your goal is not just for them to play. If you understand what play does to your child, you'd actually understand that you need to give them the space to say, oh, Mommy, I'd like to start with Monopoly. And they're struggling. You're not intervening to sort it all out. You're asking them back and forth.
All right.
But I wanted to mention there is the important part where the structure may be necessary.
Okay. All right. So I have to stop you there. We have a friend in the studio already. So filmmaker Kunle Afolayan creatively engaged his son at a mechanic site, and it became viral news very suddenly. Please watch this video and tell us what you think. All right, now it's about that time for us to bring you the father of the moment, who has changed the narrative in this Ajebo generation.
Lovely.
Mr. Kunle Afolayan.
Good morning.
You're welcome.
Good morning.
Welcome. Please take a seat.
Thank you.
All right, so we're really pleased to have you here.
Thank you.
Now, tell us exactly what was happening in that video.
Well, I mean, you know, for me, our generation, we grew up in this very fortunate society where there was a lot of communal gathering, and you can leave your home and go to the next neighbor, or you go to, you know, Yatiti in the third house, and you guys can roam the street, but at the end of the day, you come back home and, you know, you do the needful. But these days, I feel that our children are caged, and, you know, well, because they didn't experience what we experienced, they probably won't know, you know, what they are missing. But for me, I think they are missing a whole lot. And every time I come back, I look at them and I just pity them, because that was not life. You know, they're home in this fortified place. They can't go out, you know, after school. They can't even go to the next house, except if they still live in, you know, neighborhood where, because they didn't experience what we experienced, they probably won't know, you know, what they are missing. But for me, I think they are missing a whole lot. And every time I come back, I look at them and I just pity them, because that was not life. You know, they're home in this fortified place. They can't go out, you know, after school, they can't even go to the next house, except if they still live in, you know, neighborhood where, you know, that still exists. But some of us who claim to be elite, you know, I think we're taking a whole lot away from them.
All right, I have to stop you there. We have to take a short break, but when we come back, we're going to be talking a lot more. Thank you so much for coming to the studio. Welcome back. Mr. Kunle Afolayan is still right here with us, and Izefwa is going to be telling us what she thinks about that video.
I love it.
You do?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
When I saw it, I thought, oh my God. So first of all, you know, I talk about being intentional all the time, where you do not constantly do the trend without thinking.
Okay.
So it's yeah, go on.
The video, I'm looking at the video now, and he seems to be working with is that an engine? Is that part of an engine?
Yeah.
Right now?
Half engine.
I'm wondering, you know, how old is he? How old is he?
He's going to be 8.
He's going to be 8 years old.
Month.
I thought he was older.
I thought he was older too. But I'm actually thinking about the risk.
Okay.
Because there is a lot of risk involved in taking your child out of the comfort zone, out of that secure place.
There's no risk.
And taking, are you sure about that?
Look, I mean, like I said, if you grow on the street, and when I say street, I'm not saying, you know, if you grow up in the neighborhood, you know, well, what actually informed this was, you know, I haven't been to a mechanic in like 15 years. And like 3 weeks ago, I was less busy. And, you know, I got this vintage car. And I wanted them to do it to taste. So I started going there like every other day. And in this, you know, at this workshop, you have everybody. You have panabita, you have mechanic, you have upholstery, you have, you know, rewire. Everybody is there. And I'll go there and spend like 4 hours. And I'll sit and I see these people do their thing. And, you know, they have conversation about politics. You know, they do everything. You know, and I could relate with them, you know. And as a matter of fact, I'm making a film, you know, about this experience.
I had it funny. I had it feeling.
You know,
I had it feeling.
It's coming out here first. You know, and I just felt that I grew up experiencing that, you know, because if you're in a neighborhood, you know somebody who is a tailor, you know somebody who is a mechanic, you know somebody who is a conductor. Everybody is in that same neighborhood. But right now, we've all grown up. You know, we see ourselves, everybody's doing well in their various areas. I listened to you talk the other time, and you know, you mentioned something about, you know, when they are in school, they don't play. Actually, they play more in school. That was what I realized. Because when my son, this same boy, when he gets home and he sings some songs that we don't listen to at home, and I know I spend a lot of time with them if I'm in Nigeria, and I ask, where did you learn this? It will say one from the school bus, then also from, you know, from the classroom.
I have to ask, Izefwa, what is your opinion on, first of all, the issue of structure and age?
Okay,
because
regarding this video.
Yes.
So Titi, you talked about risk. I hear what you're saying in terms of the equipment. Can he get hurt? But while you mentioned that, what I thought was, really, children can take on much more than we think they can.
Absolutely.
Okay? Particularly when they are taught, I talk about you need to take time for training. I guess he wasn't just given that thing and he was just told, do it. He would observe, he would watch them do it, and he'll be asked to do it. And there's, of course, adult supervision, which support or helps that risk. But I agree with what he was talking about when he mentioned the fact that you listen to these people, they're engaged in conversations, and we need more of social connection.
True.
We are unhappy as a people, really unhappy, and I don't mean the facade outside. That depth of happiness or lack of happiness, because we're so isolated right now more and more.
Okay, I have a question. Does he enjoy it?
Okay, the first day, I mean, you know, when they came back from holiday, I said to them, this summer thing, I'm not sure what it is. It's either you go to Agbamu in my village, or my mom's village in Komu, or you do something, because I you know, I don't have 5 million to start buying tickets and all of that. And the sister actually started doing tailoring. Okay. You know. And I said, okay, what are you going to do? What do you want to do? Instead of playing games at home. And he said, you know, anything. Now, the first day, they took him there, and I was told that he cried.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Now, when I went to pick him, no, I spoke to him like 3 hours after, and I said, look, do you want to be picked 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock? And he said, anyone. He said, maybe 5.
I love that you're asking him questions.
You know?
Yeah.
And he said 5. I said, okay, 5. Okay, you don't even want to come early.
Oh, okay.
Then I went there myself. And when I was arriving, he didn't know I was coming. He was so engrossed in what he was doing. Because when you start, you know, normally the traditional thing is when you start mechanic, you'll be sent food. Your job is to go and be buying food all around. Yeah. And I told the Oga, who has been my mechanic for a long time, and I said, look, this boy, send him, you know, let him be your proper apprentice. This one is not you know, and all of that. Okay. And, you know, I got there and he was so engrossed, and I said, so how are you? I said, I want to go and check my car. Do you want to go? He said, no, that he has to finish what he's doing. And what was he doing? He will unbolt something, then he will, you know, put it back, you know, and all of that. And, you know, I could see oil, you know, and all of that all over. And I said, okay, this is good. Then we left like 5 o'clock. And the next day, in the evening, I said, okay, do you want to go 10 o'clock? He said, no. He said there's environmental there at the workshop. Wow. So he already had all the information. Beautiful. He said, so I want to be there, you know, I want to be there before the environmental end so we can start. And today he has another friend, I mean, a son of a friend of mine who was joined. And they're really doing well.
I'm actually happy to hear that he's enjoying it, because the truth is that whenever we pass by mechanic shops, for people that have lived in areas like in Mushin, in like Lawance and else, they see how a lot of these mechanics have turned these kids to laborers. You know, they give them the really hard jobs to do. You see them flogging them with wire. You see them treating them very, very badly. The truth is, and then the thing that comes to your mind, internationally speaking, is child labor.
Yeah, that's the internationally speaking.
I know. I'm just saying that. It does feel like the kids are pushed to the extreme. Now, is this something that you don't have any negative opinion on?
Honestly, I don't. I don't, because, I mean, growing up for some of us, you know, I mean, I grew up with mine. I mean, I beat my children, you know, sometimes. I could give them a slap, you know, because look, I think they're so fortunate. They're so privileged, and it's important to let them see two sides of the coin. Let them learn that, you know, it's not all rosy. In fact, most times, I mean, there was a time I came back, I put my son and maybe some of his friends went into my gym, and they messed up, you know, a few things. And I came back, I asked the sister, you know, I've told them, don't go there unless I'm home. And they couldn't explain to me, and this one is pushing it. And, you know, I didn't know, it was reflex. I had to slap the sister, and I'm like, look, your mates are on the street selling oranges, your mates are there doing this, your mates are there doing that. So that you have everything does not mean you shouldn't be responsible. You know, so I give them their needs, all right, but I'm also very cautious of, over pampering. I don't even I don't pamper them.
Okay, so I really wish we could continue this conversation. I have a feeling it's going to continue on social media, but we have to go to the kitchen now. Please join us in the kitchen and have a bite. Our Chef Smart has been, our Chef Smart has been really hard at work. Okay. And Izefua is joining us in the kitchen as well today. Interestingly,
it's been hard at work trying to
really.
Just please
sure cleaning that table.
Please take a seat, boss.
Thanks.
So have you?
See how the table is shining.
Speaking of cooking, we saw you online with the pounding mortar yesterday.
I was thinking you were coming to pound yam for us.
Well, invite me, I'll do it.
Oh, I can do soup as well.
Yeah, of course. course.
I do
everything. I do a forero, I can do a goosey, ila, everything.
All right, so this is Chef Smart, and tell us what you did here.
Okay, today I make prawn pasta in concassé sauce with a twist of Nigerian flavor in it. I added the efirin. Yeah, the saint leaf in it, and the suya spice to garnish. To make it twist and flavorful as local traditional.
So what's this?
This prawn.
Prawn.
Yeah.
Looks like chicken, right?
Okay. This is for you, and this is for you.
Jenny.
You are a guest.
I'll just have a bite. It means, and they join in.
All right, go ahead, please have a taste. Okay. It looks amazing. I have to say.
Yeah, good.
I really, and that lemon, what is the lemon supposed to be for now?
Just because to give a flavor. So if you are not...
Some oomph.
Yes.
I like the scent leaf in it.
Okay. So this, to me, is like spaghetti and...
It is, don't spoil the name.
No, but it smells completely different. Yeah. You know, so it feels different.
Yeah,
like,
it smells really
and then
good.
I wouldn't have ever put lemon there for any...
Normally, the concassé sauce is the French word, which means grind and chopped. Like the Yoruba will say, atadidi. You understand?
Okay.
So the French people just want to funkify it. Yeah. But I think since it's French, let me bring that same thing to Nigeria and add some of our local ingredients.
Okay, so
like
this is basically spaghetti with atadidi.
Yeah, but the French...
please go ahead and keep eating. I'm so glad that it came out this really nice.
Yeah, I think we have
really
to round
colorful.
up the show now, though.
Of course.
Thank you to all our guests for joining us this morning. A big thank you also to Homely NG for the kitchen accessories.
And of course, Fola, we love you. Thank you for Fola's place, making us look like damsels. Yes. Our hair is always looking great. Mary.
And thank you to Kunle Afolayan for joining us this morning.
Yeah.
For parents who want to take their kids to the mechanic workshop, you can take some lessons from his Instagram page. Thank you, Zephyr, for joining us this morning.
Thank you for talking to us on this thing. And please, allow your kids to play.
Yeah.
Allow them to play small.
A little
I hope you meet your TV screen.
For now.
Just because to give a flavor. So if you are not...
Some oomph.
Yes.
I like the scent leaf in it.
Okay. So this, to me, is like spaghetti and...
It is, don't spoil the name.
No, but it smells completely different. Yeah. You know, so it feels different.
Yeah,
like,
it smells really
and then I wouldn't have ever put lemon there for any...
Normally, the concassé sauce is the French word, which means grind and chopped. Like the Yoruba will say, atadidi. You understand?
Okay.
So the French people just want to funkify it.
Yeah.
But I think since it's French, let me bring that same thing to Nigeria and add some of our local ingredients.
Okay, so
like
this is basically spaghetti with atadidi.
Yeah, but the French...
please go ahead and keep eating.
Very good.
I'm so glad that it came out this really nice.
Yeah, I think we have
really
to round
colorful.
up the show now, though.
Of course.
Thank you to all our guests for joining us this morning. A big thank you also to Homely NG for the kitchen accessories.
And of course, Fola, we love you. Thank you for Fola's place, making us look like damsels. Yes. Our hair is always looking great. Mary.
And thank you to Kunle Afolayan for joining us this morning.
Yeah.
For parents who want to take their kids to the mechanic workshop, you can take some lessons from his Instagram page. Thank you, Zephyr, for joining us this morning.
Thank you for talking to us on this thing. And please, allow your kids to play.
Yeah.
Allow them to play small.
A little
I hope you meet your TV screen.
We'll be back tomorrow, 7 a.m.
Bye.
Bye.